Well, Robert Forseth. I'm an attorney and founder of Rural Access to Justice. We're based out of Waupaca. We're a nonprofit law office. The biggest thing is we try to work pro bono when we can, but we mainly work on a sliding fee scale, which is, it's all based off of our client's income. Our fees are greatly reduced compared to, a private firm. Okay. Validating, honestly, because you don't enter into this thinking that, I need to get an award for the stuff you're doing. But yeah, it's nice to get that recognition. You don't get complimented all the time, and that recognition for doing this type of work. So when someone reaches out and recognizes you for it, it feels really good. So it's been a long process. The way we ultimately got started is that we were working privately before. Amanda didn't pass the bar until recently, but she was legal assistant at Werner Johnson Hendrickson. And what we ultimately saw is a lot of clients coming in and saying, can you cut corners and keep the costs down? Essentially asking us not to do our job. So we said, there's a market here, and there's some benefits to having a nonprofit. At that time, this was becoming a popular method of starting a practice. So we saw some models and did some research and said, let's give it a try and see how it goes. Initially, we did a lot of active things out in the community, library events, and private networking kind of things just to get the publicity out there. And it was a slow start. We were doing pretty decent, and of course COVID hit. And that really complicated things for us, I'm sure as well as everyone else. And we had to go back and refigure out our whole marketing method because we couldn't do the in-person meetings and networking. So we started focusing on some other things. We started taking some public defender cases. And then Amanda passed the bar a couple of years ago, so we were able to add her on and increase our caseload, which has been really nice. In the current market right now, there's more than enough work for attorneys, especially up north. I think we've seen more attorneys retiring up north than we've seen entering into the workforce. So there is definitely a market. One thing that we've probably seen the most, where we've gotten a lot of unforeseen business, is referrals. Other law offices recognize that we're not a competing service, that if they have a potential client coming in who can't afford their services, well, have you considered rural access to justice? And we get referrals from pretty much all the offices in Waupaca County and surrounding areas. Once attorneys find out about us, they've been very proactive. Judicare, who nominated us for the Pro Bono of the Year, we've worked with them quite a bit, hand in hand. If we get a referral of a client that might qualify for their services, we usually we'll send them up to them first, and then they'll send them back to us to take care of the legal issue. So we can get them connected to some free legal services if they're in that position. I would say the greatest thing about our practice and what we've actually created is that a lot of clients realize that it doesn't get cheaper from where we're at. So they're willing to actually pay a small amount, but the biggest thing from that is that the clients are very appreciative. The response we get is always positive. Very few negative interactions with clients. They're very grateful and appreciative of what you do for them. And that alone, I would say, has made this worth it. I would say I would make a shout out to everyone that's actually assisted us with our firm. It's not just us. We got a board, and we've had several board members over the years that have helped us out. Our staff has been very great in helping us out, and people that have believe in our cause and have contributed to rural access to justice and ultimately helped us out. And I'm very grateful for what they've done. This isn't just exclusively Robert and Amanda show. We've relied on other people for getting to the place where we are.